Welcome, Aries, to Mystic Inspirations. My name is Leanne. I will be bringing you your monthly tarot forecast for the month of September 2016. I have tossed some coins, some stones here for an intuitive message. Um, for those of you new to my channel, thank you for stopping in. I hope you enjoy. This is a general reading and may not resonate with all of you. In fact, I'm sure it won't resonate with all of you. So please check your moon and your rising sign videos for a more clear and complete picture of the energies we're going to be feeling in September. Also, Aries, if you'd like to get a personal reading, you can always reach me through my website, mysticinspirations.com. Okay, so intuitively, I feel as if you're actually in a pretty good spot, but I feel this is going to sound odd. Um, I feel horses are relevant for somebody, and also sea turtles, and butterflies for some reason. Are you getting those as spirit messages or loved ones that have passed, or that possibly it's just a very um, important part of your life? But I feel like you are very close to your family. You are, um, you speak your truth. You're receiving messages. You might be having a pretty wild dream life. Um, and I would say the only thing that you maybe need to work on is maybe staying grounded. But for the most part, Aries, I'm seeing a very good um, sort of staying ahead of the game as far as health regimen. You're sort of um, you're sort of taking precautions where, you know, for instance, if diabetes was a big thing in your, heritage, I see that you're taking steps to keep from getting it. So you're doing a lot of preventative. You're staying away from gossip. You're staying away from drama. Um, yeah, I feel like you're definitely you're keeping yourself surrounded by those who are like-minded, and that's a wonderful thing. And you have a great balance between your actual physical life here and um, the life lessons and karmic relationships of the past. I feel like there's an incredible balance. So good for you, Aries. That's a great thing to have. And although I've shuffled, we're just going to take a peek. We had the Three of Pence fall out. Um, I thought I'd give a couple of more shuffles here for you, Aries, for the monthly forecast for the month of September 2016. And again, Aries Sun, Moon, or Rising, this is for you. Okay. Aries for September 2016, Sun, Moon, or Rising, what do we have in store? Beginning of the month, we've got Three of Cups. Mid-month, we're looking at the World. End of month, we've got Knight of Swords charging in. Help coming to you. We have Five of Wands. Challenging energy, Six of Pentacles. And your final focus card is the Eight of Cups. And your underlying energy, the Five of Swords. Okay, so let's speak about this underlying energy of the Five of Swords. Um, we have the energy of, first of all, let me just say, we are in a Mercury retrograde. And for those of you who don't know what that means communications may be slower, they may be um, lost, something like getting lost in the mail, emails not sent or received, um, words that are spoken or communicated somehow may be received at a different intention than what they were sent at. So the Five of Swords speaks about a division. Okay, this is knowledge or communication that comes from a single place, but people are taking it differently. Okay, this is winning an argument, but then at the cost of having a division, right? So um, this is maybe speaking a truth that's too harsh, or sometimes we get knowledge that we don't necessarily need to tell everybody about. Okay, so that's sort of surrounding this. And again, we have a butterfly here, so this is pertaining to somebody. Um, I feel as if also there's there's information that you're putting out there or that you're receiving that is going to sort of split hairs. Okay, it's controversial, right? And so you might just want to sort of, instead of picking sides, you might just want to duck under some of this, right? Because you like to stay away from the drama, and that's a good thing. Okay, um, so let's see how our month is playing out. We're starting off the month with the Three of Cups. Okay, this is a cup of celebration. This is a card that speaks to hanging out with your support group, your friends, your family, those people that you like to hang out with when things are going bad. It's the it's the group of people that sort of pick you up when things are going great. It's that that group that you love to celebrate with, and this is the coming together of this is a celebration. This is you know that balance that you might have been missing. This is starting off the month on a good note, especially emotionally. This is maybe meeting friends after work for a cocktail. This is possibly a small vacation. Um, here in the States, we have beginning of September. The first weekend in September is Labor Day weekend, so it's a long weekend. So I feel Aries, some of you might be just planning a little small getaway. It could be a staycation, right? You could just be hanging out at home, grilling and having cocktails and hanging at the pool. But I do know this goes worldwide, right? So this isn't going to be for everybody. But in any case, there is a reason to celebrate and sort of kick back and relax and have your friends and family over and sort of um, smell the roses, right? Take a minute to enjoy the good things. Because by mid-month we have the World card, and the World is speaking about the completion of a cycle, and this is a life cycle completion. This is something where something that you won't go back to. Okay, for those of you who have graduated high school, you won't ever go back to high school. Okay, you've gained all the knowledge you're going to get from high school. You've passed the tests, and you graduated, right? So you're done. Um, and of course, then that means you move on to something else. But this is the completion of a cycle. Once you hit puberty, you don't ever go back to puberty. Once you hit menopause, you don't ever go back to not being in menopause. Okay, so um, there are some life cycles that happen that end, and again, ending isn't negative. It's just an ending, right? Um, so this celebration may be um, in honor of this ending of a cycle. Now I know school is starting up for a lot of folks who don't do the year-round school. Um, so maybe this is the end of high school going into university, college. Maybe this is the end of having children at home, and now they're starting, pre-K, kindergarten, first grade, however. This could also be, you're celebrating the fact that, the beginning to mid-month, you're starting a new life cycle. Okay, so this is something that is coming to an end. This is not a surprising, abrupt end. This is just a change, and it's happening, right? So celebration, ending of a life cycle, um, And by the end of the month, we have the Knight of Swords. Okay, so we have this fast moving, quick talking, full of knowledge, maybe a know it all coming at you. Okay, so let me backtrack here just a moment. We've got this life cycle that you're celebrating. You've completed something, and with the Five of Swords ribboning through it, it might be that you have to then decide. For instance, if you're going to college, you've finished high school and now you're going to be starting college or whatever. Um, you may have to tell parents that you know what you're moving away, or maybe you've gotten your degree already, or maybe you've completed an internship, and now you have to decide, and you have to tell somebody, and they're going to be split about it, right? They're going to be happy for you, but they're also going to, for selfish reasons, want you to stay. Okay, so that's possibly ribboning through, and this could also be, fives tend to be a little bit more disruptive as far as, number wise. Fours tend to be very stable. Fives tend to bust things out of the the shell a little bit. So this might be disruptive news, okay? That perhaps you hear from somebody that you're hanging out with. Um, I feel like you're gonna be like, I can't believe you just told me that, right? So again, with this Mercury retrograde, communications might not be sent or received as intended. So take some of this with a grain of salt. Um, some of this disruptive information, the email or the text message, it may not really be as disruptive as what you're thinking it is. Okay? Because by the end of the month, we have this Knight of Swords coming in, and this is an air sign, Aries. This would be Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, and it's it's facing towards the past, right? It's going backwards. So I feel like this energy, if this is a person, they're maybe reminding you of, hey, you know, don't you remember all so and so did for you? And I can't believe you're going to, you're going to do that. You're going to leave them, whatever the case. I just feel like there's going to be a lot of fast communication from somebody that may or may not be disruptive. Okay? This is information coming in very quickly. This is the fastest moving knight in the deck. Um, Charging in, charging out. This is also somebody, if this is at all to do with a relationship, this is a, hit it and quit it, right? Um, Blowing in, blowing out, moving with the air. So, fast talker, silver tongue, those type of phrases sort of come to mind. So, and this could be male or female. This could be someone who's just very charming and very wordy and knows exactly what to say, right? And so, if it isn't somebody coming to you with this type of energy, this might just be information coming to you very quickly, and you really sort of have to, with this Five of Swords ribboning through the month, you may get information about a job. You may get information about a relationship. You may get information about some situation that you all of a sudden get this information, and then you're like, you have this split mind, right? Like you're not quite sure what to believe one way or the other. Okay, so again, take things with a grain of salt, because um, getting too much in your head isn't going to help anybody. But there is some information coming at you very quickly, and whether or not it's accurate, that is yet to be seen. Okay, so that's how this month is sort of playing out for you. Again, I believe that the beginning of the month, for most of you, you already know about this mid-month, that this celebration is in, you know in for this life cycle ending, and this could be, retirement party. This could be, um, renewal of vows. This could be, um, it could be so many things, but it's something that you already know is coming to an end, right? So the help that's coming to you, we have the Five of Wands. Okay. Um, the Five of Wands is a card that really speaks to some arguments, right? And so I feel as if with this card coming as a help, this chaotic, um, passionate disagreements, we could call them, right? Some people call them fights, some people call them arguments. But I mean, it's a fire card. You're a fire sign, Aries. So this is sort of a bit of an upheaval in emotions, right? This is speaking your truth and having to sort of stand up for yourself and just arguing and trying to get your point across. And coming as a help to you, I feel as if you finally said what needed to be said, right? You got the point of things. So when when you get this information by the end of the month or thereabouts, I feel like this is actually closer to mid-month, and that these first two cards are actually maybe more, first, second week in September. Um, I feel as if this is really speaking about getting something out in the open. And it's sort of like, you know what, let's just get it out there. Let's, argue if we have to. Let's agree to disagree if we need to. But let's get it out there. Let's get to the point of things because, dragging things along isn't going to help, right? So that's coming as a help to you, is to sort of get it out there and don't be afraid of the confrontation, because I believe that there's going to be truth to the matter. Um, you will either hear the truth or somebody else will hear the truth about an argument. There's a certain situation that, you know, the truth is going to be revealed somehow um, through this argument. Okay, it might be a slip of the tongue, but if you aren't afraid to engage, um, you will find that the truth happens to come out. Now, what you may find challenging, we have the Six of Pentacles. This card speaks to having some discernment where it comes to generosity. Um, this might be a challenge for you to receive generosity. Um, Aries, you might be too proud to ask for help. Okay, um, you're a very spontaneous and impulsive type sign, so you may not wait around for generosity. That's a challenge. Okay, so you might be waiting for somebody to give you information, to give you something. Maybe it is money, maybe it's time, maybe it's knowledge, maybe it is the truth. But I feel like your challenge this month is waiting to receive. Now, it's also, you may be the one that's being asked to give, and I have to say, with this being a card, for me anyway, it's a card of discernment. You have to decide how much you're going to give of your time, your money, your material possessions. This came up in another reading. I'm not sure which sign it was, but you know, if somebody's going to borrow your car, hey, can I borrow your car? And all of a sudden you no longer have a car and you're asking for your car because you actually need to use it. You know what I mean? Like the dynamic switches, right? So are you going to loan your things out to the detriment of yourself? Are you going to, you know, give so much that you don't have enough left to, pay your electric or, um, just things that you need? Giving is supposed to be a beautiful thing, but not when it is at your own detriment. Okay, does that make sense? So, and again, with this Five of Swords, here we have the Six of Pentacles. Somebody's getting silver coin and somebody's getting gold coin. Okay, so you have to decide who's getting your time, your energy, your material goods, um, and when you decide that, there is a division. Three on one side, two on the other. You have to decide. You have to be discerned, or excuse me, use discernment, and you have to be part of that receiving. Okay, you have to remember that you have to nourish yourself too. Okay, so keep that in mind, Aries, that you're part of this too. That giving and receiving, you have to give and receive yourself as well. And that is a challenge for you. And that will be your challenge this month, is to not only to remember to give to yourself, but also be patient and remember to receive. Okay? When someone tries to help you, let them. Okay? So, don't be so prideful that you won't accept help. Now, your final focus card for the month, we have the Eight of Cups. And this is a card that speaks to walking away from a situation that is no longer serving you emotionally. Okay, the fulfillment that you once had, whether it's from a relationship, from a job, from a project, from a group of people, from an organization that used to fulfill you at some level, they're still fine. Okay, but for you, these cups are empty. They're still doing the same thing. They're good. They're not tumped over. They're fine. But you know that by the end of the month, you really are just going to have to focus on finding a new path. And the stars and moon are going to guide you. That means that, Aries, you're going to have to use your intuition. You're going to have to use your discernment also as to who and what are you cutting out of your life, right? That no longer fulfills you. How many promises have been broken? How many how many wishes that were supposed to get fulfilled there just went to the wayside? Okay, you're done, right? You're done. And so possibly by the end of the month, you've had this epiphany, this rush of knowledge, this rush of clear thinking. Okay, and you're like, you know what? Screw it. I'm not going to hang around people who are they use, they abuse, they manipulate, they lie. All of those things that hurt you emotionally. You don't need that anymore. Maybe you work for a job that's you found out is really shady. You don't need that, and you're going to walk away. You don't know where you're going, and that's okay. You don't have to, right? You just know that you're going. So I feel like by the end of the month, you've got this information coming to you, and it comes very quickly, and then you have to choose to walk away. Okay, so that's what we have for you, Aries. I hope that this helps maneuver through some of the energies. I know it's going to relate to each and every one of you differently, and some of you it won't relate to at all. And for that, I again suggest check your moon or rising sign video. And of course, to get a reading that really resonates for you and you alone, you can always check me out at my website, mysticinspirations.com. I would love to help you out with that. So until next time, enjoy your September. Take care.